All champions. Little cooler right there with Jurgen's face on it. So this is not a video that I thought I'd have to make for a very long time. At least another 2 years, let's be honest. That is when Jurgen's Klopp contract was supposed to run out, and we all thought that's when maybe he would leave the club. If you haven't seen the news, but I'm sure everybody has by now, if you haven't been living under a rock, Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Absolutely rocked my world when I heard the news the other day, and it rocked pretty much every Liverpool's fans' world when we heard the news. It is absolutely stunning. It's just, I can't explain the feeling. It's, rival fans will go, oh my God, look at Liverpool fans getting so upset over someone leaving their club. But that's just the impact that Klopp has left and will leave on Liverpool. He is a different type of manager. He's a different type of guy. And that is why he fitted our club so well, because Liverpool's different. Liverpool is different. It always has been. It always will be. And it's very, very hard to get a manager that really, really suits that club so well. Klopp is not like any other manager out there. He's very emotional. He's energetic. He's passionate. He really gets involved with the fan base, because like he said so many times, he is just a normal guy. And being a normal guy, he just got involved with the club. He understood straight away. He got involved with the fan base. He went out to pubs and spoke with the fan base and seen what they were like and what their sort of what they wanted from a manager, what they wanted from their club. What did they want? What were they passionate about? And one of the biggest things I can remember, when he met up with that Jamie Webster for a boss night before Jamie Webster really became massive. And when he started singing LA, 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 and he made, the Virgil van Dijk song and all that type of stuff, and Klopp just walks in, has a pint, sings the songs with him, just acts like a fan. And that down-to-earth nature just resonated with us. And it's very, very tough to see someone like that go. Like I said, particularly given the fact that he's leaving early. A lot of people are trying to say that they have their theories that FSG maybe pissed him off or something's happening in the background or maybe he's unhealthy, and I hope that that's not the case. But I don't know. It's very, very hard to judge right now. Klopp's never struck me as someone that would lie. He's always been honest with us as fans, and he's always been honest with the club. And I feel like you have to take his word for it. We've had 9 years with him, and everything he has set up until this point, everything he's done, has always been consistent. He's always been truthful. So I'm going to take his word for it. Whether or not down the line we find out something new, I don't know. But it does seem like he's just out of juice. And, he highlighted the fact that last season when we didn't do so well, and there were periods there we were 8th, we were 9th, and it didn't look like we were going to be able to challenge for anything, and ultimately we didn't. I think that really took the gas out of him. Competing with Manchester City every single year with a limited budget is no mean feat. It is a very difficult thing to do, and that also is another reason why Klopp is so idolised at Liverpool, taking this team, or the teams he had in the past, with the limited budget and limited spend he had, and overachieving really, because ultimately nobody thought before Liverpool became the team that they were, nobody ever thought that was going to happen. Nobody thought we'd win a Champions League. Nobody thought we'd win a Premier League. Nobody thought we'd be in 3 Champions League finals. But he was able to do that. It's just the type of manager he is. He put us back on the mountaintop where we hadn't been for so long. It's just a really hard thing to take. And he's a once-in-a-generation type manager. The last time we had this was Shankly. And back then, when he called it quits very early on, if you ask the older generation, they were stunned and shocked because he was right at the top of his game. And he left early and ultimately pulled the pin. And Liverpool went on to great things, and we went through our most successful period after Shankly left, ironically. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with Klopp leaving, but it's very reminiscent that he's left us in a good state, and then hopefully we can continue to be successful. But those once-in-a-generation type managers are just so hard to replace, and we will not get another one for another 40 to 50 years. That's just the truth. That's the reality of the situation. And it hurts, man. It hurts. I think it hurts a lot more for me specifically because there's just so many memories with Klopp, and there's so many memories in my life tied to Liverpool and where I was and what I was doing at the time. Sounds crazy, sounds stupid. Everybody goes through these things, but like life-altering moments in my life. You know, I got married. I went on a honeymoon when Liverpool were in Rome playing in that semi-final before in that second leg, and we ultimately wanted to get to the Champions League final. I came back, and in 2019, my wife falls pregnant. We have a son in 2020. We win the Champions League in 2019. We win the league in 2020. So I'm just never going to forget any of those moments because I have so much stuff tied to it in my life. I think of 2018, I'm going to think of that. Think of 2019 and my son and 2020 being born. I'm never going to forget. It's just you're never going to forget those moments with Klopp. He is going to be forever remembered in Liverpool. And I don't think wherever he goes, he's always going to be remembered as that Liverpool manager. Which begs the question, is he going to go anywhere else? People think that, you know, he came to Liverpool after having a relatively short sabbatical from Dortmund. I don't think he'll do the same this time. I believe him. I think he is gassed. And getting back to what I was saying before, he was really cooked last year, but I don't think he wanted to leave Liverpool in the state that it was. We needed a big rebuild. We did. That team was finished last year. Had no legs in the midfield. We obviously lost Mane and Firmino, and that front 3, 4, if you like, was not the same. And we needed to change it up. We needed to get a new midfield. So I think he stayed on for that. He wanted to rebuild and get us in a good position. Have we overachieved for where we should be? I think so. I don't think anybody thought we'd be pushing for a league title and pushing on 4 fronts. But we are. I think that's another reason why he's pulled the pin so early. He's gone, look, they're in a good state. And it's kind of smart because if you leave it to May and then we don't win anything or whatever, you're leaving in a bad sort of way. You didn't win anything. And then the fans can't celebrate you. It's kind of smart. He's left early enough that hopefully it energizes not only the fan base and energizes the players, so hopefully everybody can be sent off in a positive way. You never want to leave in a negative way. Not saying that he didn't leave in a negative way at Dortmund because on the final day they celebrated him, but ultimately that season was pretty shit, and I don't think he wanted to replicate that. I think he wanted to go off on a high, which is always a good thing. You always want to leave on a high. You never want to go too early. But I do think he looks tired. He does look tired. There is some talks that apparently FSG want to start this all-in documentary, and Klopp had mentioned that he didn't want to do it. If they did, he'd be out. I don't know. That will all come out in the wash, so to speak, the further down the line. But it just sucks, man. Like, it really sucks. I haven't been... Liverpool have not been this connected to a manager for a long, long time. And also another reason to why we love him so much is that he delivered everything that he said he would. You know, we've had managers in the past that said they wanted to win a league title and put us back on the mountaintop, and they never did. They never delivered. Klopp came in, said he would win a title in 4 years. He didn't. He changed the way we went from a mid-table, average side that was a sleeping giant, hadn't won anything for years, and he turned us in to an absolute world-class team. Unplayable at times. And that will always be remembered. And his blueprint is going to be there for the next decade. It really is. Because some of these players are going to last. Some will go. That's inevitable. But some of these players are going to last a long time at Liverpool. And his blueprint will still be there. You're always going to have a little bit of Jurgen Klopp. It sucks that he's going. It's a really hard one to take. It is a really, really hard one to take. I'm not going to lie, I have cried. I have cried over this man. It is a hard one to manage. And this 4 months leading up to May and his last game is going to be fucking tough, man. It really is. You just have to remember the good times and remember what he did for the club and try to leave in a good way. Like he said in that interview, it's not so much what they think about you when you come in, it's what they think of you when you leave. And honestly, it wouldn't matter what he did from now to the end of the season. I generally think if Liverpool won nothing, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change the opinion of him. We would still celebrate him. We're going to miss him. It just still doesn't feel real. I can't explain it. Nobody saw this coming. It was so left field. Apparently he's been keeping it hidden since November. You could have fooled me because I haven't seen a sniff of it, Like in every one of his press conferences, you go back, you watch, you want to try piece something together. I can't smell it. I really can't. Don't know if something's happened. Like I said, I'll take his word for it that it hasn't. But it just feels weird. It feels weird. The day that we never thought was going to happen. I thought he'd just run his contract out. I really did. I thought he would run his contract out and then probably extend like he did last time. Maybe that's what we were all hoping for, but it just doesn't feel right. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Even that game against Norwich yesterday, and him coming out, and you could tell he's emotional when You Never Walk Alone's playing, and then fans are singing it. You could tell he doesn't want to go. How can I explain that? It's almost like he doesn't want to leave, but he knows he's got to leave, if that makes sense. Like, I think he knows that, damn, I don't have much more left in the tank. I need to pull it away early, but it's not going to be an easy separation. It's going to hurt everybody. It is going to hurt everybody. But thank you, Jurgen Klopp, for being the greatest manager that I've had in my lifetime. No doubt about it. You know, I've gone through Roy Evans. I've gone through Gerard Houllier, Rafa Benitez, Brendan Rodgers, Roy Hodgson. And there's been some great times, especially with Rafa and Gerard Houllier. We won some trophies. I'm not old enough to live through Kenny and then Paisley and Shankly. That's more my dad's era. He's lived through it all. He's seen it all. And at least for me, like I said, he is the greatest manager that has ever been in my lifetime. And it really, really sucks. It sucks. You'd almost wish he was sacked. I know it sounds terrible in a funny old way, but you can deal with the sacking more. It's very strange. Like, if he had a terrible year and he got sacked, I think people would accept it because you'd be like, well, we weren't so great. But him walking away when we're good and he's rebuilt us again, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right, and that's what hurts so much. It's going to hurt for a while. It's going to hurt for 4 months. I will probably try to make some sort of video, some sort of tribute video towards the end, because if we do win something, I want to try put that all together. I feel there does feel a bit of magic, especially now that he's going. There does feel a bit of magic this year that we might just have one last hurrah, and I want to be able to capture that. So I'll probably do a tribute video long down the line, get all the clips together. But for now, I just wanted to thank Jurgen Klopp for being the best manager that Liverpool's ever had, like I said, in my lifetime, making us believe again, turning us from doubters to believers, changing the mentality of this club, and being a man of the people. We're not going to get one again for a very long time. It sucks. It hurts. But what do you do? This is football. This is life, and you just got to take it. And hopefully Liverpool's recruitment, we go out and get the right type of manager now. But unfortunately, no matter who you get, even if it is Xabi Alonso, and obviously he understands the task, he understands the fan base and the club, and he gets all of Liverpool, so that would be the smart idea. But even him, taking in after Jurgen Klopp's shoes, I wouldn't want to do it. It's going to be a horrible task. But anyway, that about wraps up, guys. Just want to make this video on Jurgen, thanking him for everything he's done for Liverpool. It will never be replicated. And try to enjoy these last 4 months because it will be over before you know it. Anyway, peace out. Thank you, Jurgen.